Alright, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening once again nga po sa ating lahat, no? Isang mapagpalang araw at mapagpalang ulan, no? And we will be continuing the part 2 of our discussion on alcohol and alcohol metabolism, drugs and drugs of abuse. So a while ago, I explained that there are neurotransmitters. Okay, there are neurotransmitters inside our body. So just to reiterate, okay, please take note that neurotransmitters are chemical messengers released by the neurons that transmit signals across the synapses to another neuron, muscle, or gland to regulate, okay, the body functions such as the mood, movement, pain, sleep, and reward. Examples are dopamine, serotonin, GABA, glutamate, norepinephrine. So, another terminology that we need to understand is the term metabolites. There are substances, okay, formed from the metabolism of drugs by the body. And the two classifications of metabolites can be water soluble, okay, or it is water soluble basically for an easier excretion. Examples: for the drug morphine, it will be converted to morphine 3-glucuronide. Okay, and then for the diazepam, it will be converted to oxazepam. So another terminology that we need to understand is the pharmacokinetics, which means, okay, or the idea of pharmacokinetics is what the body does to the drug. Pharmaco means drugs, kinetics means motion or movement. So if we combine that together, okay, we are dealing with ano ang ginagawa ng katawan sa droga. What the body does to the drug. Ang mnemonic, ADME. What are ADME? Absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. ADME is are the processes, the steps, okay, in the journey of drug in the body. So you add me po in Facebook, in YouTube, and TikTok. Yan po ang mnemonic natin, ha. So it begins with absorption. Okay, absorption is the entry. Okay, the drug entry in the bloodstream. Okay, next would be the distribution. It is the drug spreading, okay, in the body. Okay po. And then next, the metabolism, which means the drug, okay, split or being break. Okay? And then we have what we call excretion. It is the drug metabolites. And basically, the metabolites now, ito na yung dinidetect natin sa drug screening. Bakit kaya nakukuha natin, na-screen natin yung mga drugs or halimbawa mga substances dun sa urine test kit natin? Kasi nga yung drugs, kapag na-excrete, magiging metabolite na po siya. At yung metabolite, ang magpoproseso po ng mga ito ay walang iba kundi syempre yung kidneys. Okay? So basically, the main idea of pharmacokinetics is the journey of the drug in the body. Wow. Okay? That's the journey of the drug. Next, we have another term known as the pharmacodynamics. Pharmaco means drug, and then dynamics naman is parang dinamita. So what the drug does to the body. Take note of the difference. Okay? In pharmacokinetics, kinetics is the motion or movement. Kapag pumasok ang drugs, paano ito tatratuhin ng katawan? what the body does to the drug. And when it comes to the pharmacodynamics, what the drug does to the body. Paano naman tatratuhin o ano ang epekto ng droga sa katawan. So this is a drug-focused discussion. If we want the body-focused discussion, it's pharmacokinetics. Drug-based or drug-focused, that is the pharmacodynamics. So the main idea of pharmacodynamics is the effect of the drug on the body. Just to compare, the journey of the drug in the body, pharmacokinetics. The effect of the drug in the body, that's pharmacodynamics. So basically, we have the biochemical and physiological effects of drugs on the body. So how the drug produces its therapeutic or toxic effects by interacting with receptors, enzymes, ion channels, or DNA. Okay? So actually, we have what we call the pharmaceutical drugs. Ito yung mga OTC, di ba? May mga nabibili tayo dyan. Next, meron din tayo kasing tinatawag na prohibited drugs. Examples. Okay? So, ang reason natin is that when we say drugs kasi, if the drug, or drugs entered our body, there's ADME. Absorption, distribution, metabolism, then excretion. So, regardless if it is prohibited drugs or pharmaceutical drugs or the medicines that we ingest, there's a mode of processes in addressing the drugs inside our body. That's the pharmacokinetics and the pharmacodynamics. Regardless if it is pharmaceutical drugs or if it is prohibited drugs, there's always effect in the body, because whatever pharmaceutical drugs or prohibited drugs are ingested, as long as it is inside our body, it produces an effect and it interacts with the receptors, the enzymes, the ion channels, or maybe our DNA. Okay? That's what drugs do. Okay? So, they elicit a toxic effect. They elicit an effect, in the body by altering the normal signals, the normal receptors or enzymes in our body. And what we are dealing today, what we are focusing, are the drugs of abuse. These are the drugs of abuse. Just to expound my discussion, drugs of abuse. Ito yung mga naaabuso na mga droga. Since our topic is drugs and drugs of abuse, and then later on, alcohol and then alcohol metabolism, and how are they become toxic inside our body. So let me first discuss to you the examples of drugs of abuse. Halimbawa po dyan, yung heroin, cocaine, your methamphetamine, Mary Jane, LSD, ecstasy. I discussed this in the previous PowerPoint presentation. Barbiturates, and of course your opioids. These are the examples of the prohibited drugs or drugs of abuse. So let me define them. Prohibited drugs are any substances, it is a substance. Second, natural. Third, synthetic. Fourth, semi-synthetic. These are the definitions of prohibited drugs. They can be substance, they can be natural, they can be synthetic, they can be semi-synthetic. That, okay, what alters? What they alter? Structure, function of the body or mind. Okay? And is declared illegal. These are illegal by law due to its potential for abuse, dependence, and harmful effects on the individual and society. Yan, kaya siya tinawag na illegal kasi nga, pag na-alter yung body and mind, yan yung sinasabi ko kanina, siyempre ma-alter dyan yung mga neurotransmitters, ma-alter dyan lahat. Kapag na-alter kasi ang body, kapag na-alter kasi ang utak, siyempre, magkakaroon ng magkakaroon ng changes also in the signaling. Yan. At pag nagkaroon ng changes in the signaling, mag-iiba na rin ang behaviors mo, mag-iiba na rin ang character mo, at it is called illegal kasi naaabuso siya. Ibig sabihin, there's a ground where it became a source of dependence. Without it, or apart from using these drug substances, okay, the society or other people may, okay, may change, no? in their attitude, in their behavior, 'di ba? Kaya nga pinaglalaban ito 'di ba? Yan, drug of dependence, ibig sabihin kinakailangan mo na ito para ikaw ay gumanda yung mood. Ganun kasi, 'di ba? I discussed a while ago the what are the purpose or significance of neurotransmitters. They are the one that regulates the mood. They are the one that regulates our behavior. Diba? Yung dopamine, yung serotonin. Now, yung tinatawag natin na drug dependence kasi, class, ibig sabihin ng drug dependence, yung katawan mo, kailangan na ng reliance sa droga. Kailangan niya na ng reliance sa mga substances na to. Right? Okay. At dahil kailangan niya na ng reliance, okay, para ka maging good mood, para ka maging okay ang behavior mo, kailangan mo uminom ng ganito. Kailangan mo kainin ang ganito. Okay? And in my perspective and in my realization, syempre, it do not contribute therapeutic effect in the body, but either, okay, it shortens your life instead of giving therapeutic good benefit or beneficiary effect, okay, or placebo effect. Okay, wala na yung placebo effect na yon. Okay, yung placebo effect ay nakarely na sa isang substance. Hindi na siya natural. That's what I mean. Okay? So, kapag hindi siya natural, sabi natin kanina sa discussion ko, ang mga neurotransmitters, mga natural po yan. Okay? Kaya nga, may mga natural na pagkain na kung saan po pwede mong kainin, po pwede mong inumin para ma-boost yung neurotransmitters natin. Pero this one kasi, ang ginagawa niya, kaya siya harmful kasi minsan, may mga normal release ang katawan na neurotransmitters, pero ang ginagawa mo dahil nga nakasupport ka dito sa mga prohibited drugs na ito, okay, ina-alter niya na. Parang imbis na mag-release si brain mo ng dopamine, parang oops, stop ka muna dyan, wait lang, ako muna ang source ng dopamine, ganon. So ang nangyari, nag-a-adapt kasi po ang katawan natin, has the ability to adapt. Okay, adaptability, or yung tinatawag natin na pagiging flexible din yung katawan natin. Kung ano yung sinasanay mo na routine sa isip mo, yun ang susundin ng katawan. That's why it's very important for us to really control the mind, because if we are controlled in mind, then that's what the body follows. Okay? Pero kung sa isip mo, sinasabi, pinoprogram na I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this substance, I need this synthetic substance, okay, because my body is not or cannot function well, then yun talaga ang magiging reaction ng katawan natin. That's why it is harmful. Kasi nga may alteration na nangyayari dun sa physiology at saka physical aspect ng pagkatao natin. At syempre kapag ito ay na-share sa society, syempre maraming masisira talaga ang buhay, di ba? Magulat nga kayo, minsan tumatalon sa building kasi nga yun ang epekto ng mga tinatawag ng in-high, okay, or mga naka-high na tao due to consuming these illegal drugs. Okay? Drugs, so it might stimulate neurons to release excessive neurotransmitters. So that's what drugs do. Excessive neurotransmitters. Yan. Yan ang ginagawa. So ano yung effects ng drugs? Massive dopamine release. Iba yung massive sa increase massive, talagang sobra. It means if there's alteration by consuming these illegal drugs or any substances na nalunok mo, na-inhale mo, at nag-cause ng alteration yan sa isip mo, sobra-sobra na yung dopamine. Ano ba yung dopamine? Kanina sinasabi natin. Dopamine, pleasure, mind. So, wow, grabe, sobrang relaxing ng feeling. Para kang nasa alapaap, kumbaga. Diba? Ganun ang sabihin ng dopamine, no? Massive release. You are so good. Yes. Then, increase norepinephrine. So, sabi natin kanina sa previous discussion, ano ba yung norepinephrine? Yan yung nag-stimulate ng attention mo, ng alertness mo. Diba? So, ibig sabihin kapag increase ang norepinephrine, talagang sobrang alert kang ganyan, no? Diba? Nakaganyan ka. Yes! Ganon. Ganon. Tapos, ano yung result? Euphoria. Ayan. Okay? Euphoria. Tapos, hyperactivity. Sobrang, sobrang napaka-energetic mo. Ganon. Tapos, increased energy. Yung parang hindi ka napapagod. Ganon. Di ba sabi kasi natin kanina, ang neurotransmitters, okay, ay they are the one that set the moods, no? So, sobrang energy mo. Wow, grabe, walastic, fantastic. Ganon ka. Ganyan kasi ang ginagawa. Okay, kapag ka mayroong mga excessive neurotransmitters due to the illegal drugs effect or prohibited drugs. So, look at this. For example, yung methamphetamine tsaka dopamine. As you can see in the PowerPoint presentation, no? Dahil amin sila, ito kasing kagandahan ng chemistry din Amin. 'Di ba? Amin is an amino group. You will learn that in general chemistry. That's why the prereq of this subject is general chemistry. Why? As you can see, dopamine and methamphetamine, ito kaya nga kaya nga maganda mag-aral ng chemistry kasi kapag nalaman ninyo yung mga functional group nila at nalaman ninyo yung iba't ibang klase ng chemical reactions, mako-correlate ninyo. Halimbawa ito, ano ba ang shape ng methamphetamine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So meron siyang mga tawag dito, benzene ring, correct? Tapos may naka-attach na methyl group, dalawa, tapos meron tayong NH. Anong ibig sabihin ng NH? Ito yung amino group. Ito yung chemical formula ng methamphetamine. Tapos tignan ninyo yung chemical formula ng dopamine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, meron siyang hydroxyl group, meron din siyang hydroxyl group, tapos meron siyang naka-attach na amino group. So, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon lamang ng tinatawag natin na chemical reaction, napalitan yung mga OH ng CH3. Okay? So, in short, when it comes to the chemical formula or the structural formula, okay, all is slight difference lang. Okay? Anong point nito, sir? Yung gusto ko lang i-point out yung resemblance ng chemical formula structure ng dopamine at saka methamphetamine. Kasi yung dopamine, ito yung mismong nakakapagbigay, 'di ba, ng good feeling sa atin. And if in the bloodstream or the one that's inside our body is methamphetamine, then it will elicit the same effect, however with the different chemical formula. Methyl, kaya siya tinawag na methamphetamine kasi meron siyang methyl group, no, or methyl hydrocarbon attached into the amino group. Yan ang purpose ng chemistry natin. Kasi kapag nagets natin yan, siyempre, kaya pala, no, it resembles the same effect. Yun palang dopamine, pareho niya yung methamphetamine. Kasi ganyan din pala yung chemical formula ng methamphetamine. Almost the same sa dopamine. Kaya, kung good pleasure ang dopamine at meron kang intake ng methamphetamine, good pleasure din ang ibibigay sa'yo. Okay? Slightly different lang. At ito po yung itsura ng ating meth. Okay, next we have also what we call the morphine and the effects, no, of heroin. Okay, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila, heroin, it makes you hero, 'di ba? So, we have in our body what we call the endorphins. Ano po yung endorphins na 'yan? It is a natural pain relieving neurotransmitters. Take note, pain relieving, pain relief. So, ibig sabihin kapag nasaktan ka, merong endorphins na marirelease. Yan ay neurotransmitters na talagang magbibigay sa iyo ng oops, relaxing feeling. Nasaktan ka, okay, sige, i-comfort, yung comforting feeling na yan. Yan yung endorphins. Okay? So, yung morphine at saka yung heroin, okay, ang effect nila, ganun din. Pain relief, euphoria, at saka sedation. Kaya may mga iba na, kaya siguro, yung mga paggamit ng illegal drugs na ito, usually, malalaman natin na ito yung mga tao sigurong mayroong mga iniinda sa buhay na talagang nasaktan sila ng labis-labis, pero dahil ayaw nilang yakapin yung pain, ayaw nilang yakapin yung sobrang sakit ng feeling na yon, kasi syempre masisira talaga sila, masisira yung kanilang kaluluwa, no? Kailangan nilang ng morphine kasi yung morphine will give the pain relief or yung euphoric effect na okay, parang wala na lang siya, ganun. However, pag nagkaroon kasi ng rehabilitation tapos yung morphine na yun naalis, that's the time na doon lang makaka-realize na sobrang sakit pala. Ganun po siya. Yan po yung example ng morphine. O di ba parang sila, mukha sila mga kryptonite. Ganun. Mukha sila mga kryptonite. Yung kahinaan ko naman po guys ay kryptonite. Yeah. Okay, so ito cocaine. Actually meron pong tinatawag na mechanism ang cocaine. Okay. Ano ibig sabihin ng cocaine? Cocaine is it blocks what we call the reuptake of dopamine. Okay. What does it mean by the reuptake of dopamine? Okay. So, parang hinaharangan nito yung dopamine, Pag hinarangan nito yung dopamine, okay, anong mangyayari? Sobrang intense ang pleasure. Ano ibig sabihin ng intense? Labis-labis, 'di ba, na pleasure. Tapos elevated mood. Ano pa? Increase in alertness. Ganyan po yung ibig sabihin niyan. And we have what we call antidepressants also. So ano naman yung antidepressants? Yan. 'Di ba? Ang antidepressants binablock niya. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin? Tawag nito. Yan, it blocks the serotonin. Yan, serotonin. Ano ba yung serotonin kanina, 'di ba? You are happy. Kapag na-zero ka, you are happy. Okay, serotonin. So, serotonin is happy neurotransmitter. Yan. That gives the happy pleasures. So, si antidepressant, ibablock niyan. Okay? Pag na-block yan, ang mangyayari, may increase ulit yung mood mo. Ganon. So, parang kalmadong-kalmado ka. Yan. So, that is the itsura of cocaine. Ito naman yung example ng antidepressant natin, the Zoloft. Okay. So, ito na. Tandaan, lahat ng mga drugs, regardless of pharmaceutical drugs o kaya naman yan ay prohibited drugs, tandaan natin, isa lang. Pag pumasok ang drugs sa katawan, isa lang ang magiging anyo nila. Ano yung anyo nila? Magiging metabolites sila. Okay? And as you can see here in the screen, okay, yung mga metabolites na yan, syempre, nanggaling po sila sa liver. Okay? Yung liver ngayon, okay, pag naproseso niya yung metabolites, pupunta yan sa bloodstream. Okay? Daluyan ng dugo. Sasama sila sa sirkulasyon. Okay? Tapos, pupunta sila sa kidney. Okay? Pag napunta sa kidney, okay, lalabas sila sa wiwi. Ngayon, yung liver, ang purpose niyan kasi sinasama niya sa tinatawag nating bile. Okay? So, it will excrete the metabolite in the form of bile. Yung bile ngayon sumasama sa stool. Kaya urine at saka feces ay pwedeng samples of screening the drugs. Okay? And please take note also, nakalagay dito that may mga dosage ang drugs. Okay? And the dose makes the poison. Kapag mataas yung dose, hindi yan kinakaya ng katawan, pwedeng malason ka. Kaya nga yung overdose na tinatawag natin is the one that cause death to the users of drugs. Kaya nga may mga gamot na piniprescribe ng mga doctors only kasi yun ay may mga appropriate dose na kaya lang ng katawan natin. Ngayon, pag sumobra ka, overdose ang tawag doon, so masisira yung katawan mo, malalason ka talaga. And please take note also on another slide that on another point, not all drugs are the same. And on the third point, abuse can lead to dependence, okay, addiction, and serious health consequences. That's what we are addressing na dapat pigilan. Yung abuso, yung dependency. Kasi magkakamag-anak yung mga yan. Si abuse, dependence, at saka si addiction. Once you abuse a substance, you'll become dependent on it and you will become an addict on it. So, remember, ADA. Ano yung ADA? Abuse, dependence, addiction. Ito yung mga dapat natin pinipigilan because it will lead to a serious health consequences. Okay? And so, just to reiterate, there are what we call biotransformations. Okay? Yan. Biotransformations or the chemical alterations of biotransformation means the chemical alteration of drugs by the liver into more water-soluble compounds for excretion. So, as you can see in the slide, pagpasok po kasi ng droga sa liver, okay, yung mga drugs na ito will be processed in the liver to become metabolites. Okay? Tapos, yun na. Sila na yung diniscuss ko dito. Kailangan kasi na ma-process ang drugs into what we call metabolites na dapat lumabas sa ihi at saka sa stool. That's how the body treats the drugs, no? So, yung mga fat-soluble substances magiging water-soluble. Okay, tapos yung mga toxic substances become less harmful. So, ano ba kasi ang purpose ng tinatawag nating biotransformation? Bakit nga ba kasi? Okay, kasi the biotransformation allows the elimination of drugs into the following: urine, bile, at saka feces. So, meron tayong tinatawag na first pass effect. Ano yung first pass effect, sir? Ito po yung metabolism ng mga orally administered drugs by the liver bago sila makadating sa systemic circulation. Okay, ibig sabihin na may metabolize na. Okay, yung mga oral administered drugs. Okay? Doon sa liver bago sila makarating doon sa sirkulasyon. Kaya nga yung definition natin noon, ang liver ay, 'di ba, the one that metabolize, excreted, okay, and also synthesize. Okay, so ang trabaho ng liver ay detoxify. De means elimination, toxi, poison, elimination of poison, detoxify. Okay? So ano yung mga dinidetoxify? Number 1, alcohol, okay, drugs, poisons, and the other environmental toxins. These are the one, okay, that the liver, okay, detoxifies. So, I wanna begin with ito na, alcohol metabolism. Ito na po yung interesting sa inyo, ano? Alcohol metabolism. So, when we say alcohol metabolism, okay, pagpasok ng alcohol, gusto ko lang i-relate kasi kanina drugs tapos ngayon alcohol. Kasi ang discussion natin ngayon kung gaano ba ka-importante ang atay, kung gaano ba ka-importante ang liver natin. Okay? Sabi natin kanina, una, ang liver, it detoxifies drugs. Okay? Meron tayong tinatawag na biotransformation dyan. Tapos, kino-convert ni liver yung drugs into metabolites para mailabas siya sa ihi at saka dun sa stool. Next, yung alcohol din, dinedetoxify yan ni liver. Kasi doon sa liver, meron tayong tinatawag na alcohol dehydrogenase. So, ano ibig sabihin ng alcohol dehydrogenase? Enzyme po ito na kino-convert yung alcohol na ipinapasok sa katawan. So, yung alcohol in the presence, okay, take note ha, yung alcohol in the presence of alcohol dehydrogenase will be converted to ethanol and acetaldehyde. Okay, papasok na naman dito ang importansya ng general chemistry. Aldehyde po ang substance na ito. Ano yung aldehyde? Meron siyang RCHO. Correct? So, yung aldehyde na yan, okay, inside our body, mako-convert na naman into what we call acetate. The other name of acetate is acetic acid. Okay? So, dahil acid siya, pag i-recall natin yung general chemistry, ano ang kanyang chemical formula? RCOOH. Tapos, alcohol is R-CO yan, H. Okay? So, yung alcohol, nako-convert siya into acetate or acetic acid. Your acetaldehyde is the one, okay, that causes yung hangover symptoms. Yan. Di ba may hangover dahil sa mga acetaldehyde? So, pag na-convert, kaya nararamdaman mo yung hangover feeling. Kasi pag na-convert yung alcohol at na-reach yung acetaldehyde, parang talagang yung hindi mo maintindihan yung feeling na yon, no? And then, it will cause liver damage in chronic stages, of course. So, ano ba yung mga sinyalis ng liver damage? Ito, jaundice. Tapos, sobrang taas ng enzyme. Yung ihi mo mapanghi, dark urine. Tapos fatigue, sobrang yung katawan mo parang pagod na pagod. Hindi ka naman napagod. Natulog ka nga lang ng buong araw pero pagising mo pagod na pagod ka pa rin. Abdominal pain, di ba? Pananakit ng sikmura. Tapos, yan, nasusuka ka. Next, ano naman yung epekto ngayon ng liver disease doon sa drugs? Pag nasira ang liver, tandaan po natin, okay, pag ang atay ay nasira dahil sa chronic consumption, ang mangyayari po dyan, yung drug metabolism ay babagal. Okay? Yung drug metabolism, babagal po yan. At kapag bumagal ang drug metabolism, syempre, di ba sabi natin kanina, si liver, in a normal case, si liver, kino-convert niya si drugs into metabolite. Para yung metabolite, lalabas sa ihi at saka sa feces. Ngayon, pag problema mo liver, syempre, si drugs hindi magiging metabolites. Hindi siya makakalabas sa wiwe at hindi rin siya makakalabas sa stool. So, anong mangyayari? Yung drugs na hindi na-convert sa metabolite, mag-accumulate po yan sa body natin. Tataas po. Okay? Pag nag-accumulate sa body, syempre, anong mangyayari? Higher risk of toxicity. So, ibig sabihin, sa bloodstream mo, meron ng mga toxic drugs dyan. Okay. So, ngayon, ganun po siya, ganun nalalason yung mga tao. Ngayon, eto na tayo. Nakikita ninyo dyan sa ating slide, yung chromatography and immunochromatography, tapos drug testing kits. Better if I will discuss this, okay, after your reflection on the discussion of drugs, kasi kailangan talagang mahimay-himay po itong part na ito. Kasi bakit dito we will address bakit kaya nadidetect natin, bakit kaya nagkakaroon ng 1 line, ng mga 2 lines yung drug testing kit na tinest natin. Okay po? So that's all. Thank you very much for listening.